Okay. All right, well, he's dumping it right now. And the truck, yeah, it's looking better already. It's not as on an angle, you know? He let the air out of the airbag. Yeah. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. All right, guys, so basically I looked out of my window in the house and this truck was parked over here on a very severe angle. I'll put in a picture of what it looked like. But this guy snapped a leaf spring and popped his airbag on the driver's side. He's overloaded, I'd say, with gravel. So now he's dumping the gravel in my driveway. So I'm getting a free load of gravel because they need to unload the truck so that they can take it to go get fixed. And it's not worth it to the company to bring a machine over or for me to, you know, haul it out with my machine that's right there. So we're dumping it. So there we go. I can't believe this. This is really lucky. It's a little bit bigger size stone than what I have currently on the driveway, but you can see all this area needs more stone anyway. So this is great. All right, well, I'm sitting here spreading out this gravel. The business owner's wife just came to pick up his driver, and they are leaving the truck there for the time being. Turns out they busted an air line as well, going to the air brakes and the air bag, so the guy's not gonna have much brakes, so they wanted to leave it there until they could get the line fixed and replaced. And of course the leaf spring as well. So I'm just gonna spread this out because we got other stuff to do today. All right, well, we got that load of stone all spread out here with the excavator. It's not perfect, but this was not the point of today's video. I actually have some other stuff I gotta do before we start today's video in about an hour. So this just kind of popped up and it seemed worthy of doing a little bit of filming. Let's go do what I actually have to do. All right, so I came out here this morning to grab the tractor to spread that load of stone that we unexpectedly got, and rim or tire is off the rim yet again. So there's got to be a leak or something in this. I'm gonna bring it back to the place, have them check for a leak, and maybe see if they can put some of the slime in it. In the meanwhile, I think I'm gonna look into getting the front tires filled with foam. All right, back with the big Ooga Dooga. There we go. There we go. Well, all right, guys, I just got back from dropping off the tire, and I come over to the other front tire, and there's a nail in it. So I just got off the phone with a local commercial tire place that fills these tires with foam. And they fill them with foam. It goes in as a liquid, it dries, and it becomes solid, and you can just run the tire. There's no air in it. It actually adds a little bit of weight, so it's kind of like a counterweight or, you know, extra ballast, which is a good thing. So the guy's gonna call me back, give me a price on that. That way I don't have to worry about, you know, nails in these tires. I don't know where I picked up that nail, but, you know, driving around on all these recycled asphalt millings, shit happens. So that's where we're at. All right, so I just got off the phone with the tire shop. They said it would be about 175 bucks per tire to get it foam filled. I looked online, and a new tire, same exact tire and size, is about 200 bucks per tire. The way that I see it, it's not really that big of a price difference. Yes, I could buy a brand new tire, but these still have plenty of tread on them, and, you know, I could get a hole in a new tire just as much as an old tire. So I feel like my money is better spent with the foam filled. in the excavator, and we are going to go dig up my front lawn. And the reason for that is that we are getting a soil and septic test. They call it in our town at least a B100. So I have my buddy here from Anderson Septic out of Wilton, Connecticut. And they are helping me out here do this test. I'm going to be digging the holes, and then I believe they have an inspector lined up to come out shortly after to make sure everything's good to go.
So in a hill, a septic system will get installed level. It'll go sideways with the hill. The hill's like this, the system will go with a contour. So level would be here, and then level would be on the other side of the tree. So we would install the system in a good level area.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking for. And slope is always really good because it's
Right.
good for drainage.
Gravity and everything. So our first test hole will be here,
Yep,
where you
one
marked
right
the circle, one right there.
And then you can dig anywhere you want down here. You can give me one here, there, right here, wherever you think the digging will be best. And then like one over here.
Okay, and how far down are we trying to get?
6 feet or so.
6 feet.
Yeah.
Well, with all that rock right behind you, I don't know if we're gonna get 6 foot.
Is that rock ledge?
I think so.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Really? Well then.
But we'll find out. I mean, I've never really dug in
If
here.
it's better to go uphill, go
Uh-huh.
up here.
Okay.
Come. Let's
I mean, honestly, you probably have 30 years more experience than I do digging, so.
Yeah. This contour will be just fine too.
Okay.
Right through the tree.
Okay.
So let's do one in the hill. X marks the spot, and then you can dig another one. Like it's just got to be a little bit downhill. You
Okay.
Put one here.
One right there.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine right there.
Okay, so 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
All right, and then once we're done doing the test, we just backfill it in, and
Yeah.
that's it?
After she comes.
Yeah, right.
Or he or she. Yeah. We
Okay.
have to do a perk test. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'll start digging.
Yeah,
And
start
just like a bucket width, or how big of a
Yeah.
hole?
Well, in order to go 6 feet,
You gotta
it's gonna
dig
be
out,
a little
right.
wide, 'cause
Okay.
You're gonna be plucking rocks out.
All right, sounds good. First hole right here. Okay. First hole. Let's see what we got. Hitting some rocks. digging up some old tree roots here. I think these were likely the roots from the pine tree that used to be here. We are hitting, yeah, stump. Yeah, there's a lot of I can't believe how many roots are coming out of this hole right here. Tell you what, getting 6 feet down around here can be pretty tough, at least with this size machine. Getting sandy. How's that looking, Brian? That looks about 6 to me. Not more.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's what we're after?
This is one.
Yeah.
This is another. And then there's another. That's what's
Yeah.
original. This is fill.
Yeah. And then we got an old stump right here.
Yeah.
All right. So first hole is good.
Yep, that's good.
All right. Move on to the next. Got some rocks for my boulder wall here. Now, what are you doing here?
So I'm digging a hole that we'll fill with water, and then we're going to measure every 10 minutes how it drops.
Oh, okay.
That's our perk.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one right here. All right. Next spot. So the cool thing is, I know that with my stick straight up and down and my bucket flat on the ground, the main pin is about 6.5 feet tall. So that gives me a guide as far as how deep I have to go without actually getting out to measure it. I don't know.
That'll do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty close. I mean, it's still.
All right,
good.
I'm just going off the measurements I know on the stick, but so here's our second hole, guys. Where are we at?
That's fine. Clean the bottom up. Just clean
Okay.
the bottom up.
All right, we'll clean the bottom up. Well, if I'm gonna do manual labor, I definitely gotta get it on camera. Where, just right next to it?
Yeah, I'd like to get like 22 inches, 24 inches.
But not in that hole, a different hole.
Right, right. And if you can't, then I'll use this hole. It's close to what I want, but I'd like to be a little bit deeper. Because,
So just right here?
Yeah, anywhere is good. Yep.
And the overall purpose of this test is just to ensure that if I ever needed a new septic system, that I have adequate space to do so.
Yeah, because they were letting people add pools and tennis courts, and then they didn't have room to put in their septic because they developed their property too much. So the town said, "Well, we'll let you do anything. We just wanted to know that you and this has got room for a septic should you need it in the future."
Right.
And this is exactly what we needed.
If you were just putting one in from the get-go. Right. Did you hit a rock in the bottom of your hole? Did you hit a rock at the bottom of your hole? Yeah. Yeah. Yep, about. I need some water. I only drank coffee today. Now we're gonna clean up the bottom of the hole. Gonna do the same thing right over here. Yeah, a couple more little scoops. All right. Okay, so there is our third hole. We got the other two over here. Now, this hole, he's been running percolation tests and timing every time he puts in X amount of water, how long it takes for it to, percolate down through the soil, which I guess is a factor for a septic system, which makes a lot of sense. So this one was like the biggest hole that we had to do. The other ones we were able to get away with, a little smaller. And we have all these rocks here. The inspector still isn't here, so I'm thinking I'm gonna go grab the little Baumolite mini dumper and we can at least start hauling some of these rocks back, because I'll be able to utilize these elsewhere and we'll just fill these holes in with dirt. Yeah, it can. I mean, we'll see if it dumps it, but I've loaded it like that before. And it does pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I got no problem. I got the All right, so all the holes have been inspected and we're waiting on a couple more percolation tests here. But I got the green light to basically start backfilling. But before I start backfilling, I want to get all these big rocks out of here because I can utilize them in the back for the retaining wall on the road. So we filled up the little mini dumper gonna haul these back. All right, this is a pretty full load for this thing. I don't know, I mean, this is a lot of rock. As you can see, it's pretty stacked in there. We'll see how it does dumping it. Wow, no problem. I'll tell you, this thing, that's pretty impressive. This thing's pretty strong. All right, another full load of rock. Here we go. All right, another full load. I think that is the majority of the big rocks. I mean, these little ones I'll just throw back in the hole. I just wanted the big ones for the wall. So let's go dump these and then we can start backfilling. All right, well, this is where we're at. We need more dirt here. We basically need just topsoil for the first 2 holes. I'm gonna grab the backpack blower and try and clean up as much of this as I can, but I mean, you know, we're gonna have to reseed, obviously, all in here, clean this up. But let me try and make it look a little bit better, both spots where the piles of dirt were. Hindsight 2020, probably should have taken the dirt from this hole and put it like up top. I think I tried to consolidate both holes, you know, the spoils into one pile to minimize the disturbance of the existing grass. But hindsight 2020, I think it would have been easier to have that hole's dirt there and this hole's dirt here. Kept them separate, and this probably as a whole would have been less of a mess. But you know, you live and learn. Well, guys, aside from getting flipped the bird there by a passerby for the 10 minutes that I was blowing dirt off of my grass, I'd say that went pretty well. You know, definitely some turf damage, but that was to be expected. Got it all raked out. Gonna need some topsoil slash fill, you know, probably several yards of it. I'd say, I don't know, looking at this, I'm probably gonna dump everything that's in here, which isn't a lot. It's probably like half a yard. I probably just dump that right in this hole up here that needs the most fill, because we could lose that very easily and then still have plenty of room for topsoil on top. But all this is prepped for topsoil and seed. All this area is blown out, you know, raked. This is the hole that needs the most work, but really shouldn't be all that much. Like I said, I'm gonna dump the bomb light in there and then we'll just top dress it with topsoil like all the rest. And what I didn't really explain in the beginning, I mean, I guess we might have talked about it with Brian when he was here, but this is basically just to show that what we are building, it is not on the only other suitable area if we were ever to need to put in another septic system. So let's say our current septic system failed. This today, and the plan that they're going to draw up on our survey, is where the new septic system would go. Lou, come on. Get in the truck. Go up. Good boy. Thank you. Here, I'll roll this down for you. All right, we're gonna go pick up some topsoil here with the International and hopefully get those holes filled up in the front yard there. Right, Lou? Here, let's move this. Lou, be a good boy. All right, well, we got the 3 yards in the back of the truck here. This is a great example of why I like these sides and this little back makeshift board that I made, because it's so much lower and easier to see what you're dealing with this setup rather than the dumpster can over here that has like 4.5 foot tall sides. So this is like my little, you know, makeshift mason dump. Now my plan is I'm gonna back the truck up onto the lawn. I don't want to dump all of this dirt because that would kind of defeat the purpose of all the blowing and stuff that I did the day that we dug all this up to clean it up. I just want to kind of top dress and fill in these couple, you know, spots that we did the damage. And in order to do that, I'm going to take the digging bucket off the excavator, and we are going to try out for the second time the new and improved Chinese tilt bucket that we modified to be heavier duty. PR attachments, the guy up there fixed it all up from the first time when I tried it, and the bolts weren't tight and it bent everything. So as you can see, everything is nice and straight. He got the right grease fittings for me to put in here because we couldn't figure out what thread they were, but we finally did. And yeah, everything's beefed up a little bit. So figured this would be a good test for this thing, even though we don't really need the tilt functionality. It's, you know, I want the grading bucket to, you know, pack everything in and smooth it out. I don't want to do any more damage with the tooth bucket. So here we go. Looks like it lines up pretty good here. I already had this on that one time, but let's see how the pin goes. I guess not too bad for the first time, second time, whatever. I mean, it's in there. I don't know. We're gonna have to keep an eye out on these hydraulic lines here and see how they play. I might need to cut some of this hose wrap to allow it to, you know, fan out over the stick, but we'll just keep an eye on that. All right, so I'm just messing around here. I just cut some of this hose wrap off because when I'm curling and fully extending the bucket, I wanted to make sure that these lines weren't gonna be in the way. So I'm gonna leave this here, and you guys can tell me what you think, but I think we're in the clear. It's a little close on this knuckle here, but you'll see it clears it every time. Alrighty, guys. Well, that was just enough dirt to cover the areas I needed to cover, and then some. We got it spread out nice and thick where I needed it and fanned it out along the edges, blended it in with the existing grass. I just went and looked for grass seed. I thought I had a 5-gallon bucket of it, but I guess I don't. So I'm gonna have to go pick up some grass seed, but you know what? It looks like spreading grass seed. I don't think we have to film that. You get the gist. Plus, it's like August 3rd, so it's not exactly the best time to be planting new seed. I'll probably throw some down in hopes that a little bit of it germinates, but we will be fully overseeding the lawn in the fall, or, you know, not necessarily the fall, but in a couple more weeks. It's just still too hot to be germinating fresh seed. But like I said, I do want to just throw some, you know, contractor mix down to hopefully get a little bit germinating. Whatever makes it, great. Whatever doesn't, so be it. But hopefully, you know, we don't get all this dirt washed away. So this was quite a project. Again, excited that it's done. We should be submitting the updated septic plans to the town this coming week, and then we can continue on with this, you know, this whole project. So I'm glad this is over with. Hope you guys enjoyed. So as always, if you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. Questions, comments, feedback, throw it in that comment section. But for now, I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.